Hello, my name is Sergey Dumnov. I am a data science consultant living in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to my new YouTube channel that I hope may be helpful for those who are involved in data analytics with R. In the next few minutes, we will talk about exposing machine learning models by way of RESTful APIs. After a model is developed and tested, it should be leveraged by the company. Typical approaches are either running the model locally and saving the results in a database, or handing the model definition off to a development team to make an application. Neither of these approaches is ideal. A better tactic is to expose the existing R model as a service that can be easily accessed by other parts of the company. This solution can effectively eliminate the need to perform batch operations or development of an application. The rest of the presentation gives overview of how to A. Expose R model functionality as API endpoints, and B. Consume it by external applications. To start with, we need to build a machine learning model. For this purpose, we have built a machine learning model for house price prediction in Boston. It is a known problem that was offered to a Kaggle community as a competition task a few years ago. The dataset provided for that task contains 506 rows and 14 columns that describe houses and some other characteristic of the Boston suburbs, such as proximity to the Charles River, crime rate, average number of rooms in a house, and so on. To predict house median value, we will use R library called random forest, so any other suitable models can be exposed via RESTful API too. I'd like to note that our focus here is on developing and deploying the RESTful APIs rather than explaining how to build the model. We have come to the point of the discussion of how to expose our machine learning model as a web service. The Plumber R package allows for creating of a web API endpoint by decorating existing R source code with special comments. For example, on the left, line 7 reads the previously saved model. Line 14 defines the post API request endpoints, and the remaining lines defines the function that sends the new data to the model and receives the predicted value exposed through the endpoint URL. After execution of the code from the previous slide, the user will see the Swagger API interface on the right. This is default for this package. Swagger UI allows R developers to visualize and interact with the API's resources without having any of the implementation logic in place. Next, we have to supply a new dataset to make the price prediction. After clicking the Try It Out button, the user should type the file name that contains new data and click Execute button. Swagger displays the predicted values in the response body window, which you can see on the right. Once the Plumber API is tested, the next step is to find a way how to host it. There are a few options to consider. Here are some of them. First, digital cloud computing provider supports different deployment scenarios. To deploy our Plumber API to DigitalOcean, we could use the Plumber companion package, Plumber Deploy. Another option is RStudio Connect, enterprise publishing platform from RStudio. RStudio Connect automatically manages the dependent packages and files the API has and recreates the environment closely mimicking our local development environment on the server. Next is a Docker platform built on top of Linux containers that allow to run processes in an isolated environment. We can take an advantage of the RStudio Plumber Docker image, then bundles a recent version of R with the most recent version of the Plumber package pre-installed. The following slide shows the typical architecture for Plumber Docker container on Azure. This architecture considered security and scalability requirements as well. Next slide illustrates how the REST API deployed to one of the above-mentioned platforms can be consumed from Power BI. The Power BI R script connects to the API using some R libraries, passes a new dataset, receives the results, and displays the predicted house prices. Thank you for your attention.